Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 2 on higher order ordinary differential equations. In this lecture we are going to discuss how to solve homogeneous linear ordinary differential equations with constant coefficients. So first we will discuss how to solve second order homogeneous linear equations, and after that we will generalize the methods to the higher order ordinary differential equation. So as we have discussed in previous lecture that standard form of second order homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficients is y double dash plus ay dash plus by equal to 0, where a and b are constants. So we want to discuss how to solve this equation number 1, which is second order homogeneous linear ordinary differential equation with constant coefficients. So to write down the general solution of this equation number 1, we will replace second derivative by second power of lambda. We will replace first derivative by first power of lambda, and we will replace zero derivative, that is y, by 0 power of lambda, that is 1. So in general we will remember that we will replace nth derivative by nth power of lambda to write down the auxiliary equation of given differential equation. So after replacing y double dash by lambda square, y dash by lambda and y by 1 in equation number 1, we obtain this auxiliary equation lambda square plus a lambda plus b equal to 0. So the first step is we have to write down the auxiliary equation. Another name for auxiliary equation is characteristic equation, by replacing nth derivative by nth power of lambda, and here by y we consider y as 0 derivative of y, so we replace y by lambda raised to 0, that is 1. So we will remember that nth derivative of y will be replaced by lambda raised to n and y will be replaced by 1 to write down the auxiliary equation of given homogeneous linear differential equation. Now here auxiliary equation is a second degree equation in lambda. It is a quadratic equation in variable lambda, and we know that if we have quadratic equation it will always have two roots or two values of lambda which satisfy this auxiliary equation. Now there are different possibilities for these two roots. Suppose two roots are lambda 1 and lambda 2, then there are different cases that lambda 1 and lambda 2 are real numbers and both are different. This is first possibility. Another possibility is lambda 1 and lambda 2 are real numbers and they are equal, and third possibility is lambda 1 and lambda 2 are complex numbers. Set of complex numbers is denoted by C. So depending upon the nature of these two roots of auxiliary equation, we have different formulas for the general solution of this equation number 1. So we are going to discuss these three cases one by one. So we start with the first case. Before that, here we have written all these things systematically. Consider second order homogeneous linear ODE y double dash plus ay dash plus by equal to 0, whose coefficients a and b are constant. Then the auxiliary equation, another name is characteristic equation of this equation 1, is lambda square plus a lambda plus b equal to 0. As I discussed, y double dash is replaced by second power of lambda, y dash is replaced by 1 power of lambda, y is replaced by 0 power of lambda, that is 1. So this is the auxiliary equation. Now as we know, this auxiliary equation is quadratic equation in lambda, so it will always have two roots, and depending on the type of roots there are three possible cases. So we discuss all these three cases one by one. First case is both the roots are real and distinct or different. So suppose two real roots are lambda 1 and lambda 2 and they are different. So in this case the general solution of given equation is given by y equal to c1 e raised to lambda 1 x plus c2 e raised to lambda 2x. So we will remember this. If we have two real and distinct roots, then general solution of equation 1 is y equal to c1 times e raised to lambda 1 x, here lambda 1 is written here, plus c2 e raised to lambda 2x, lambda 2 is written here, where this c1 and c2 are arbitrary constants, and because order of equation is 2, we must have two arbitrary constants in the general solution. So this is the first case. Now another possibility is, suppose both the roots are real, lambda 1 lambda 2 belongs to R, but suppose both roots are equal. So in that case general solution is given by y equal to c1 e raised to lambda 1x plus c2 x times e raised to lambda 1x. Here lambda 1 and lambda 2 are equal, so here also we write lambda 1, or we can write lambda 2 at both the places. So what is the difference between these two solutions? Here we are considering e raised to lambda 1x, here e raised to lambda 2x. So suppose we write as in case 1, then we would have written y equal to c1 e raised to lambda 1x plus c2 e raised to lambda 2x. But lambda 2 and lambda 1 are different, so I write lambda 2 equal to lambda 1. Now if you write as in case 1, then here you can take e raised to lambda 1x common, and we will have c1 plus c2 times e raised to lambda 1x, and c1 plus c2 is some another constant, say c dash. So we have y equal to c dash e raised to lambda 1x. So this is the general solution if we write in this way. So in this solution there is only one essential constant. So to sort out this problem we are multiplying by x. Here we have multiplied by x, so that if we take e raised to lambda 1x common, then also there is no problem, e raised to lambda 1x times c1 plus c2x. So there are two essential constants. So because our equation is of order 2, in the general solution we must have two essential constants. So whenever we have equal roots, we will multiply by x. It is not necessary that we should multiply here only. If we wish, we can write multiplication by x at this place also. But we should be careful that we must have two essential constants in the general solution, because our differential equation is of second order. Therefore its general solution must have two essential constants. So if we write in this way, then as we discussed, here e raised to lambda 1x becomes common, and we obtained only one essential constant. So that is not true. We must have two essential constants in the general solution of second order linear equation. So we will remember in this way, depending on the nature of roots we will have different types of general solution. So first we discuss examples related to these two cases, and then we go for third case. So here we are asked to solve this differential equation. Before that we consider this simple equation. Solve y double dash minus y equal to 0. So this is homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficients. So first step is we have to write down the auxiliary equation. So the auxiliary equation is, we can simply write auxiliary equation as A dot E. Here we replace y double dash by lambda square. Y means 0 derivative, that is lambda raised to 0. Y is replaced by lambda raised to 0, that is 1. Y double dash is replaced by lambda square. Auxiliary equation is lambda square minus 1 equal to 0, and this is easily solvable. Lambda square equal to 1, so therefore lambda equal to plus or minus 1, or we can say that lambda equal to 1 and minus 1. So here roots are real and distinct, so we can consider lambda 1 equal to 1 and lambda 2 equal to minus 1. So in this case the general solution is y equal to c1 e raised to lambda 1x. Here lambda 1 is 1, so e raised to 1 into x plus c2 e raised to lambda 2x. Lambda 2 is minus 1, and if we wish we can directly write this as y equal to c1 e raised to x plus c2 e raised to minus x, where this c1 and c2 are arbitrary constants. So if the roots are real and distinct, we must write our general solution in this case. Y equal to c1 e raised to lambda 1x plus c2 e raised to lambda 2x. If lambda 1 and lambda 2 are real and different, this is the general solution. So in this case both the roots are real and different, so we put lambda 1 equal to 1 and lambda 2 equal to minus 1. Now we consider this problem. So first we should write auxiliary equation. The auxiliary equation is lambda square plus 8 lambda plus 16 equal to 0. Again we have replaced y double dash by lambda square, y dash by lambda and y by 1 in given equation to write down the auxiliary equation. Now if we observe, this is nothing but square of lambda plus 4. If you take square of lambda plus 4, it is lambda square plus 2 into 4 lambda, that is 8 lambda plus 16 equal to 0. So here we can see we have repeated or equal roots. This we can rewrite as lambda plus 4 into lambda plus 4 equal to 0. That means lambda plus 4 equal to 0 twice. That means lambda equal to minus 4 twice. So here roots are real but they are equal. So real and equal roots. So therefore the general solution is y equal to c1 e raised to lambda x, lambda 1 is minus 4, lambda 2 is also minus 4, c2 e raised to minus 4x. So here these two are repeated, so I will take care that I multiply with x. I can multiply at this place also. So if roots are equal, then we should be careful, and this we can rewrite as c1 plus c2x e raised to minus 4x, where c1 and c2 are arbitrary constants. So we will remember both the cases. If lambda 1 and lambda 2 are different, general solution is y equal to c1 e raised to lambda 1x plus c2 e raised to lambda 2x. If lambda 1 and lambda 2 are real and equal, then general solution is y equal to c1 e raised to lambda 1x plus c2 e raised to lambda 1x, but here we should multiply with x as in this case, or in this case c1 e raised to minus 4x, e raised to minus 4x is repeated here, so here we multiply by x. So these are the first two cases. Now the third possibility is complex conjugate roots. So we will remember that whenever we have complex roots, they are always in pair and they are always conjugate of each other. So we cannot have odd complex roots. Complex roots are always in pairs. They are either 2, 4 or 6 and so on. So because we are having second order equation, that complex roots are always 2. If the possible roots are complex, then there will always be 2 complex roots for second order homogeneous equation, and they must be conjugate of each others. We recall that if x plus iy is a complex number, then its conjugate is given by replacing I by minus I. So x minus iy is conjugate of x plus iy, and similarly x plus iy is conjugate of x minus iy, where x and y are called real and imaginary parts. If we have x plus iy complex number, then this x is called real part of the complex number, y is called imaginary part of the complex number. So if roots are complex, then they will always be in pair and both the roots will be conjugate of each other. Now our auxiliary equation is lambda square plus a lambda plus b equal to 0, and third possibility for the roots is complex conjugate roots. So suppose two complex roots are lambda 1 equal to alpha plus I beta and lambda 2 equal to alpha minus I beta. So we can see both are conjugates of each other. So if roots are complex, then we will remember this formula for general solution. We are considering e raised to alpha x. Here alpha is a real part of the complex root. So y equal to e raised to alpha x cos beta x, where beta is imaginary part of the complex root. So here our function is e raised to alpha x cos beta x, and here our function is e raised to alpha x sin beta x, and we multiply with arbitrary constants c1 and c2. So we will remember, if the roots are complex, complex roots, and then they will always be in pair. If one root is alpha plus I beta, there must be alpha minus I beta as a root. So we will use this alpha and beta to write down the general solution. So general solution is y equal to c1 times e raised to alpha x cos beta x plus c2 times e raised to alpha x sin beta x. If we wish, we can take e raised to alpha x common, and we can rewrite this as y equal to e raised to alpha x c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x. So we consider one more problem of third case. Suppose we want to solve this equation. So the method is same. First we write down the auxiliary equation, which is lambda square y double dash is replaced by lambda square 2 times y dash is replaced by lambda plus 6 equal to 0. So now if we recall that the solution of the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0 is given by x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac over 2a. So we use this formula to find out the roots of this equation. So therefore, if we compare with this equation, the constants a, b, c are a equal to 1, b equal to 2 and c equal to 6, and the variable is lambda. So we use this formula. Instead of x we have lambda minus b means minus 2 plus or minus b square. B square means square of 2 minus 4 into a is 1, c is 6 divided by 2 into a, that is 1. So therefore lambda equal to minus 2 plus or minus, this is going to be, we can take 4 common and we will have 1 minus 6 divided by 2. Now square root of 4 is 2, so we can take minus 2 plus or minus, and here we have minus 5. 1 minus 6 is minus 5. Square root of 4 is 2, which we have written here, divided by 2. So now we can see this 2 will cancel out and we will have minus 1 plus or minus square root of 5 into minus 1, and we replace minus 1 by I square. Therefore lambda equal to minus 1 plus or minus I into square root of 5. Here square root of I square is I, and we keep square root of 5 as it is. So these are the complex roots, and if we compare with alpha plus or minus I beta, then alpha is going to be minus 1 and beta is going to be square root of 5. So now we have ready-made formula for the general solution, which we have to remember. The general solution is y equal to c1 e raised to alpha x cos beta x plus c2 e raised to alpha x sin beta x. So here alpha is minus 1, beta is square root of 5. So therefore y equal to c1 e raised to minus x cos square root of 5 into x plus c2 e raised to minus x sin square root of 5 into x, where this c1 and c2 are arbitrary constants. Here if we wish, we can take e raised to minus x common and rewrite the solution. Arbitrary constants. So whenever we have complex roots for second order equation, we will remember that there are always two complex roots for second order equations if they exist, and the general solution is given by this formula: c1 e raised to alpha x cos beta x plus c2 e raised to alpha x sin beta x, where alpha and beta are real and imaginary parts of the complex roots. We consider one more problem. We are asked to find out solution of y double dash plus y equal to 0. So first we write down the auxiliary equation. So the auxiliary equation is, we replace y double dash by lambda square and y by 1. So we have lambda square plus 1 equal to 0. Therefore lambda square is minus 1, and minus 1 we can rewrite as I square. So therefore lambda equal to plus or minus I, or this we can rewrite as 0 plus or minus I into 1. So roots are complex conjugate roots, and if we compare with alpha plus or minus I beta, suppose we compare with alpha plus or minus I beta, then alpha is 0 and beta is 1. So in this case the general solution is y equal to c1 e raised to alpha x cos beta x plus c2 e raised to alpha x sin beta x, and value of alpha is 0. So here we have c1 e raised to 0 x, that is 1, beta is 1, so we have c1 cos x plus c2 sin x. Beta is 1, where this c1 and c2 are arbitrary constants. So in this way we can solve homogeneous linear ordinary differential equations of second order. In the next lecture we will generalize the methods to this third and higher order ordinary differential equations. So this is all about this session. I hope you like it. Thank you very much.